Okay, continuing with our rational expressions examples, what we see here is we have a graph. It looks a lot like a tangent graph, but we have a graph, and we want to use the graph to determine what x is as it approaches a value, what is the f of x approaching. And so we want to know as it approaches -2, and if we look closely at our graph, you can see -2 is where this asymptote is. So from one side it goes up, and from one side it goes down. So the key point is the negative here means from the left. So that means we're approaching -2 from the negative side or from the left of it. So as we come along here and we're walking along our graph, if we start getting close to x being -2, where is our function going? Well, it's an asymptote in this case, so it keeps going closer and closer to this. So where it's actually headed is towards infinity. Is what we're looking at there. The following example gives one much like it. Sorry, example B. We want to look at -3, which is this spot here. If we count out, you make 1, 2, -3. Again, it's an asymptote, but this one is the positive side, so that indicates that we want from the right. So from the right means we're on the function, and we're walking along the function. As we get closer and closer to x being -3, where is our function taking us? Well, in this case, it keeps going out here as close. The closer and closer we get to -3, the further and further away it gets. It actually is going all the way to negative infinity. And so that's two examples of where things can kind of get mixed up. We keep going and looking at some more. We have example C. So another similar graph. As x approaches 2, so here's 2, as x approaches 2, from the negative side. So as we get to here, from the left, we're walking along here, we're coming up, and so again it looks like we're going to infinity. Example D, and more of the same, going to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, so not surprisingly it's at the asymptote, but again we're coming from the plus side, which again means from right, just in case you missed it on the other screen. So we're coming this way, and as we go here, again, we're heading towards negative infinity. I guess these are not these are not tangent waves because they don't really approach. They don't really continue to repeat. From what we can tell, they have this part in the middle, but in these, they keep going outward from there. So the next part we're asked is, okay, so that's what's happening as we're coming to a certain point next. What happens if we go to negative infinity? In other words, if we just keep looking along this line, where is the function approaching? And again, since we've worked with asymptotes before, we recognize that as we keep getting further and further out here to the left, it looks like the function is just getting closer and closer to 0. Similarly, as we go for this final one, part F, as x is going to infinity here, so as we keep going across, going out this way, what is the function getting to? Well, again, it looks like it's getting closer and closer to 0. And so as I get out here to infinite space, I would eventually never quite get to 0, but that's where it's headed.